Hello everyone, today we will be discussing how to incredibly master my personal favorite killer in Maine, the Knight, from our favorite game, Dead by Daylight. Yes, but before I tell you how to play him, I need to let you in on some of his backstory. Tarhos Kovacs was a young Hungarian boy who was born in around medieval times. One day, he was knocked out when his village was raided. He woke up to find himself in a grave, and his village was carnaged, decimated, and destroyed, and all he could do was stare in awe, which, to be honest, tells you a little bit about his sanity, is not gonna lie. But he was later on taken into Italy to be a slave, where he was forced into joining the Guardia Campagna. Yes, I know it sounds weird, but that's how you say it. Where he was shaped in one of the most ruthless and strong mercenaries there was. Due to his strength and ability, he was able to make 3 loyal followers, who eventually became his brothers and best friends. Sanderalt matched Tarhos in his strength and size while carrying a massive battle axe. He specialized in breaking things. Durkos Malik showed great aptitude for his stealth and speed and specialized in his amazing silent kills. And Alejandro Santiago was the Guardia Campagna's armorer's apprentice. As the years passed, Tarhos' kill count only grew higher for the Guardia Campagna, but he was still never able to reach the amazing brutality he saw in the village that one night. But this still worked out for him, because he was granted knighthood and got his freedom as a warrior, woo! But he was a little devastated to find out his faithful 3 could not join him in leaving the Guardia Campagna. Aw, dang, I didn't say it right that time! Anyways, he decided to raise the money, so a man named Vittorio Toscano recruited Tarhos to help him find Lapis Parasitas. Or however you say that. I don't know. But they found a small city, and Vittorio told Tarhos to find a non-violent way through. But knowing Tarhos, bro didn't really give a shit. So he started slaughtering all the villagers. And after returning, Tarhos decided to imprison Vittorio to tell him what the symbols on the Lapis Parasitas meant. I don't know how to say that, guys. Please don't make fun of me. When he wouldn't budge, Tarhos killed his family and friends. Yeah, wow, okay. Tarhos was able to raise enough by stealing Toscano's belongings and jewels. So with those riches, he was able to raid the Guardia Campagna and free his faithful 3. Tarhos was seen as the embodiment of evil around where he was back in, 14th century or something. Anyways, sorry, Michael Myers, you're not the embodiment of evil anymore. Let's go! To be honest, the Knight would win any day of the week. Yeah, but anyways, as the word spread about the dangerous warrior, Tarhos knew his only option was to kill Vittorio. He didn't fully want to do this because he still needed some information, but he and his 3 decided it would be best if they went to slaughter the entire village. Yeesh! So everything in Tarhos' path, got destroyed, and then he met back up with his guards, and they fought as it was almost as if they had help from something otherworldly. But just then, Tarhos was taken into the entity's realm. He landed in a dark area, but as he saw all of the destroyed villages and rotten bodies, he knew this was where he wanted to be from now on. Alright guys, now I'm going to show you this guy's cosmetics. So I am currently wearing the Eridan's End, which is my personal favorite and the most expensive. But he still has some pretty badass cosmetics. This one, in the making of this video, I actually did not have this one, but I did buy it a few days later, and yes, now I have it. I do not have these 3, although they look so freaking sick. This one's like a bird, this guy's a moth warrior. Permanent injunction. It looks so cool. And even like the green ones, I think, still look cool because different colors. But yeah. So I got Menacing Knight, Eridan's End, and I got the Prestige costume for him. The Bloody Knight right there, yep. I also bought the Silver Knight, but yeah. Here is his Mori. Badass, dude. I love this guy's Mori. So yeah, I mostly main this one, but there's a couple things you need to know before I let you in on how to play this killer. So as for the knight's power, it's called Guardia Campania, or however you say it, but I googled it, so. He has special ability Guard Summon. He can summon his Carnifex, his Assassin, or his Jailer. And he can set them to patrol a path, break something, or initiate a hunt where they can chase a survivor and eventually hit them. So I am actually currently at Prestige 10, but in the making of the video, I was at Prestige 7, but that doesn't matter. We're going to get to the perks. Nowhere to hide. Whenever you damage a generator, reveal the all survivors' auras when standing within 24 meters of your position for 5 seconds. This is one of the most busted perks in the game, and especially great for survivors who just like to hide, and especially if there's a lot of progress on a gen, it's useful. Hex Face the Darkness. Injuring a survivor by any means lights a dull totem, activating the Hex. While the Hex is active, all of the survivors outside of your terror radius will scream every 25 seconds, filling their positions and auras for 2 seconds. When the survivors enter the dying state or become healthy, the Hex totem becomes dull again. Hubris. Whenever you are stunned by a survivor, that survivor suffers from the exposed status effect for 20 seconds. There's a cooldown of 20 seconds. Exposed is basically when they're one shot, whether they're injured or not. Yep. I know, it's pretty busted. But now we're moving on to the add-ons. I think his add-ons are mostly decent. His Blight Serum, but honestly, no. So yeah, his add-ons, brown ones are pretty good. Green ones are just a lot of percentages, increasing and decreasing path patrol. That one's pretty good. Town Watch's Torch is one of my favorites. While Guard is hunting a survivor, they get undetectable. Pretty great stuff there. Ironworks, yeah, Grim, Iron, Broken stuff. So the 3 of these purple add-ons are for each of the 3 guards he has, and the black hammer's just, I think it was broken status effect or something. I'm not really sure. Yeah, it's broken when a guard hits them. But moving on to the Eries. So this one's pretty good. When you give an order to them, like breaking a gen, they stay there for 8 seconds. This one's my favorite. When a guard is on a survivor, they can't leave. They literally can't leave the exit gates. That's why I love using these so much. Oh my gosh. But anyways, let's talk about the guard's powers. First, we have Sandor Ralt, the Carnifex, aka one of the Faithful 3. In main summary, he is able to break and damage objects much faster than any other guard can. His patrol speed is 3.4, when his breaker damage action is around 2 seconds. His patrol duration is 12 seconds, and his hunt speed is 4.1 meters a second. I don't think his attack causes anything, but his flag materialization time is 5 seconds, his hunt duration is 12 seconds, spawn vision range is 2 meters, and his patrol vision range is around 10 meters. Next up we have Durkos Malik, aka the Assassin. This guy is basically having the fastest kid in school on your team. So, the Assassin can inflict the Deep Wound effect, and I think that's where they have to mend, although I'm not really sure, but I think that is. His patrol speed is 3.4 meters a second, not great. Breaker damage action duration, 5 seconds, which makes the Carnifex much better at breaking than the Assassin is. His patrol duration is 12 seconds, which makes him the same as the Carnifex, but his hunt speed is 4.4 meters a second, which is actually the same speed as some of the killers in the game. And Survivors is like 4.0 meters. Like I said, his attack causes the Deep Wound. Yeah. His flag materialization time is 5 seconds. If you guys don't know what that is, it's when the survivors can touch the flag to get an endurance status effect and haste. Anyways, bro only lasts like 12 seconds in the hunt. Spawn vision range is 2 meters, and his patrol vision range is around 10 meters. Alejandro Santiago, aka the Jailer, can basically, in summary, last longer than the other killers. Wait, pause. His patrol speed is 4.1 meters a second. His breaker damage action is 5 seconds. His patrol duration is 24 seconds. Hunt speed 4.1 meters a second. And attack causes deep wound? Nuh-uh. Flag materialization time 5 seconds. Hunt duration 24 seconds. Spawn vision range 2 meters. And patrol vision range 16 meters. So basically, to put it in summary, Carnifex strongest, Assassin fastest, and Jailer longest. Basically, how you use these guys is when somebody drops a pallet or there's just a breakable wall there, you just want to use your Carnifex real quick, and he breaks it so fast. It's unbelievable. And when the Assassin, if you want a quick and easy chase, then you just got to summon him and make sure he's at least close to the survivors when you do summon him. If you're going to try and use the Jailer Assassin for breaking, I wouldn't. It takes a while. I mean, it's probably not even that longer than Twisted Masquerade breaking pallet thing for killers. Although, honestly, yeah. If you want to use the Jailer to camp something, then boom, like hook. When you hook a survivor, it's pretty smart to use the Jailer and try to put him around the hook so nobody can get to it. But there is one thing. Whenever that survivor is on a hunt and they unhook a survivor, they lose that hunt. Yep. They are no longer in the hunt. Oh yeah, a couple things. So when you summon a guard, they might only be able to detect the survivor when they're at the very edge of their detection. Also, they can walk through pallets and windows. Oh yeah, this pretty hilarious glitch that I found on Garden of Joy. I summoned a guard, right? And he detected. So he's currently walking towards him, and he gets stuck on the car, but he still gets to hit him. He still gets to hit him because he was still technically walking, but the survivor didn't know it. So he basically got a free hit there, so good for him. Now for this one, it's a little minuscule tip, but when you summon a guard with a path longer than 10 meters, you get a status effect of haste, which I thought, pretty nice touch, not gonna lie. Well, so another thing you're actually going to have to know, if you are playing as the knight, then you have to suspect this. Yep. Yeah, I know. A couple DCs here and there. But to be honest, could be worse. And also don't mind that clip. I'm very embarrassed. So another amazing thing about this killer, well, amazing is kind of subjective, but whatever. So my personal favorite thing, he's a control killer, which means when there's like 3 gens there and there's only 1 gen left they have to do, this guy is absolutely insane at not letting them do it. With his guards, he can always have them patrol the gens and break them, and it's honestly kind of unfair to the survivors, and it's pretty easy to get a win now that I think about it. Yeah, but yeah, so this killer, he's a control killer. And so you see this guy, Gabriel, he's coming back over to the gen, cut him off with the guard, he'll take chase, and then boom. It's like super easy to not lose a match with this killer, and I love it. Another really cool feature that I found pretty recently, if a guard goes in chase with somebody, and they let's say the survivor, for some stupid reason, hops into a locker, boom. The guard can injure them or down them if they're in a locker. Pretty sweet, right? Another thing about the flag materialization time, when that's up and a survivor touches the flag, they get endurance and haste for a certain amount of time. And this is a great counter for the knight, and I thought it was pretty cool. So you don't always encounter the knight, which is actually good, because you can easily cut people off because they think that the guard is not going to do as much damage as you can. And also, in this clip right here, I just have to say, don't drop a pallet against the knight if you're a survivor. Boom. Yeah, there's no point in dropping a pallet at all. Yeah, again, so kind of like I was saying earlier. So right down here, I was not playing very well. I got stunned, and they tried to blind me. They can't do it because they can't blind you when you're summoning a guard. And then boom, you can just easily use the Carnifex, break the pallet in a second, 2 seconds technically, but it goes so fast you can immediately get a hit afterwards. Another thing I think is absolutely busted, so I get stunned, right? I get blinded, and then I know I can summon the Carnifex and I'm not blinded. and then I can easily like have a brief moment where I can see everything, and then it just shows me when I'm being unblinded, and then it can provide you with great information finding, and it's just amazing. So something happened here, right? This guy dropped the pallet. I summoned the Carnifex, broke it immediately. But I had this eerie add-on, so he stayed there. And when I realized that he's in chase, I let the Carnifex hit him. Because why wouldn't I? When you're in chase with somebody, let the guard always hit them. Because then it can provide you with an easy double hit. Unless they're injured, it doesn't really matter who hits them. It really doesn't. Again, I like to think of it as letting them die the noble way by letting your guard down them. So when you're in a small loop like this, like Shack or just a small loop in any way, it's good to summon a guard because then there's literally nowhere they can go. So it's good to cut them off there. When a guard is chasing a survivor up a house, it's kind of important if you go to one of the edges of that house where the survivor can simply jump off. Because they're probably going to do this. And no, my friend did not do this because he's kind of new to the game and he's helping me make this video. So, shout out to him. Also, something I find pretty neat, when you're currently creating a patrol path to maybe go attack a survivor, you can actually hear their vaulting action, and sometimes it's possible to see their blood while you're patrolling. And no, I do not have a clip for this, so sorry. So yeah, about this add-on that I love so much. Hold up, it's not working there, I got blocked. Yeah, this company banner. So patrol, and then they lock on to the survivor, and then they can't escape even when they are down, which gives you a pretty good chance to mori them, especially if there's the last survivor alive. So when the knight summons a guard, you are able to hear this noise. The most memorable sound is when he, stabs his sword into the ground, of course. You hear that, and then he grunts, and then when he's creating the patrol path, you hear this pretty hard to miss. I don't have the clips for all these, but I'm just going to say them instead. When your friend is in a chase and they are injured or on death hook, it's good if you step in the way of the guard so you can take that chase. It's a really good idea if you want to save your friend's life. Another thing you can do when in chase with a knight, you actually have to look and see, is this an experienced knight or not? Look at his gameplay and look at his skin. If he's wearing the basic, probably not that much of an experienced knight, but if he's wearing something, then he might be a little better. So that means he's gonna think that when you are in chase with him and you are going to pallets, you're just gonna drop him and he's gonna summon the Carnifex. But a really good counter is to just act like you are about to drop the pallet. He's gonna summon the Carnifex, and there's gonna be nothing for him to break, giving you a nice speed boost to go away. Another very effective thing that you can do against the knight, which will help you 100% win. So, hit the lobby button, or hit the 3 circles on your controller, escape, whatever, and then go to that thing that says leave game, and then hit yes. Because honestly, a good knight is probably going to win. I'm sorry, but it's true. Yeah, so there's really not much you can do against that knight, but don't DC, it's just going to ruin it for everybody. But there's some certain things you can do when in chase with different guards or whatever. When going against the assassin, you're done. You're basically just done. Honestly, with the assassin, something you can do is try to spin him in circles until you can get enough distance to get the flag, and make sure to wait until that green meter is completely gone. When going against the jailer, honestly, just hold W. If you hold W long enough, they only have 0.1 more meters than you, so you might as well just hold W, honestly. Same with the Carnifex, but it's gonna take like a lot shorter for them to be done with chase. And that's pretty much all the tips I have to counter the knight. Alright everybody, I am very glad to say that this is the end of today's video. This is probably one of the one of my favorite videos I've ever made. I love the knight so much. I am currently a Prestige 10, and I have all the perks, and I've got this guy, this really cool skin for him, the enchanted plates or whatever. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!